Alright, so I couldn't find the movie on Hulu.
Alright. Well, yeah. I actually, personally, for me, I watched this on DVD.
I couldn't bring myself to pay $5 for the DVD at Walmart. Okay?
Okay.
So I watched it on this thing I have.
The internet?
Yes.
Okay.
The internet. And I watched
Yeah, you can find it. It's on YouTube.
And I watched the 1980s version that was hosted by Captain USA.
USA!
Woo! This thing was amazing, okay? It was hosted by Captain USA. It was 2 hours long. And it had
I'm sorry.
had all the commercials from the 80s in it. Did you know that 6 out of 10 dentists approve Carefree gum to chew after your lunches and dinners?
Not a sponsor. Also, I was like, is that even a thing? I'm like, oh yeah, it is.
And did you know that Butterfinger is better Butterfinger? Just by putting your finger on a U and removing it switches them from a U to E. Better butter.
Did you know that cashews come from a fruit? Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name is Arnes.
Today we're going over the film Gamera vs. Barugon. Or if you go by how they pronounce it in the film, Gamera vs. Barugon.
Gamera.
Gamera.
That was epic.
I
was like, oh god, not this again. We're starting King Ghidorah again.
We can't bring that back.
No.
If you guys haven't seen the film, it's also called, I believe, War of the Monsters. I'll have something here if I'm wrong. But the film essentially is Gamera is not defeated from the last film. What happens is his spaceship gets hit by a meteor. He ends up coming back to Earth and blowing things up so he can consume fire. During this time,
You gotta get it right. He blew up the biggest dam.
yeah, I also like how he kind of flies into it repeatedly. So it shatters.
It was making progress. It wasn't a drawing this time.
Yeah, at least there was actually something spinning.
Yeah.
For the most part. It's still like, I like how it just kind of like nonchalantly just tapping it. But also it's just like water everywhere.
Which, I don't understand why he would be destroying a dam if he's looking for fire.
Yeah. Also, if a monster has weakness to water, why would it go near water?
Yeah, like it's...
Also, being in water, it should... I'm getting sidetracked. But anyways.
Science.
There's also this guy that hires his brother and 2 other dudes to go find a opal that this guy hid in a cave at the end of World War II. And then, as you can imagine, things go wrong. They end up, one of them getting the opal. Come find out, opal's an egg. It's Barugon's egg. And after some certain set of circumstances that happen, it hatches, monster comes out, monster wreaks havoc, and Gamera needs to stop it.
Why?
Yeah.
There's no children in this one. He's not saving any kids. I
know,
understand.
right? It's actually one of the weird films where, because usually, like, especially watching a lot of the later Showa ones, and even Gamera Guardian of the Universe, he has an affinity for helping young adults and children. But in this movie, no. Still just like the last one, he just doesn't give a damn. He just wants fire. Then he goes towards the monster only because his rainbow emits so much heat that it attracted Gamera. And Gamera decides to keep flying into it.
I when I was watching that part, I'm like, what?
I was just like, what? But anyways, getting into the plot, overall, this movie's okay.
Don't lie to them.
Plot.
Don't lie to them.
Well, it's a little bit different than a lot of the other kaiju movies we've seen, where this one's actually more of like kind of a heist movie. Because they're going to steal this jewel from natives, and then they kind of start... Well, sorry, one of them starts betraying everybody.
Okay, I was watching this movie solely for the monster fight, because that's why I got myself into, not to be watching an action movie.
But the humans have probably the best fight scenes in the movie.
That's why you can't lie to these people.
I'm not lying. I'm saying the human element is interesting.
But I wasn't watching this for human element. I was watching this to see some people shoot rainbows and...
Well, we have to have some build-up for the monster rainbow fight with ton freezing action.
Make no... made no sense. I was like... That's how I felt right there.
Everybody's so violent, just like that dude in this movie. Just keeps killing people over a jewel. I also like how he just nonchalantly, after going back to his brother, be like, yeah, I failed to get the opal, but it's on the bottom of the ocean because it's sunk in the liner that Barugon exploded out of. Literally exploded out of it. And he needs money. The guy won't give him money. He's like, you better give me that money. I killed 2 people for that thing. And he's like, wait, what? The guy's like, no, I meant 2 people sacrificed themselves for this. That kills everybody in that house. Gets his money. He just likes to murder people. But yeah, he randomly picks up a chick.
He's a savior, man.
Like, and she follows him around too at the end of the movie when he goes to get the 6,000 carat diamond that the natives just have laying around, and nobody thought to steal that thing.
Oh, God, that you see why all these issues with this movie I have so far, Steve?
I'm not saying it's perfect. I said it's okay. But it's a little bit different from that aspect of what we've gotten with all the Godzilla in the previous Gamera film. And like War of the Gargantua, stuff like that.
No.
Well, since Arnes doesn't want to talk about the plot, we'll just move on to the suits of Barugon.
Oh.
I like Barugon. I think he's actually really cool, even though it's really hard to pronounce his name because it sounds like Barugon, who is a kaiju from the Godzilla film and Frankenstein Conquers the World. And the only real slight difference is 1 letter, so it goes from Barugon to Barugon. Which I see it pronounced with an E, which is, you just swap an A with a U. That's the only difference between the two. They also both have a giant horn on the front of their face. And are brown. And are 4-legged. And look like dinosaurs.
What is he?
Giant crocodile dinosaur thing?
That shoots rainbows?
And freezes things with his tongue.
Oh God, let's not get into that part.
Oh, but his tongue's so sweet where he can like eject it out of his mouth and he like knocks over buildings with it. He punches Gamera with it. It shoots ice.
It's just a pipe. It's somebody sitting back there and is like,
Well,
okay,
if you want to get
push.
technical. It's like something wrapped on a pipe. It still looks cool. It's pretty unique for a lot of the kaijus at the time.
You know, when first time I seen him do that thing, I just thought of Arnold from the greatest movie ever in history.
Batman and Robin.
Yes. He was like, please.
Gamera, you need to chill.
Yeah. I was like, oh God, I don't know which one's worse.
And he
so
freezes
far.
Gamera. And Gamera still manages to stab him in the side of his face, and there's just blood everywhere.
Oh God, it started to make sense because he needs diamonds to freeze. Oh. We're stupid. Where did we see this before?
Why is it George Clooney in this movie?
He probably is. He's in a suit.
He's in the Gamera suit.
Yeah.
Right. But then, like, it's cool too. Like, his back lights up when he goes to do his rainbow attack. And when he gets damaged by the rainbow attack, you actually get to see the burn marks on his back.
For like 2 scenes.
Yeah, it like pulsates. It's kind of gross. The only thing that's really kind of bothers me about Barugon is his weakness for water. Which they don't really explain where they found it out, for the most part. Especially since he escapes from a boat on water.
Maybe that was like a one.
But then again, he gets weak on water and then drowns.
Maybe that was like a once thing, you know? You only get one shot, you know?
One chance.
Yeah.
Don't let your chance to go.
Yeah.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose your shit. Ow. Sorry, no Eminem.
Shut up.
But then they use artificial rain to make him go to sleep, which I think is still cool that his eyes actually close.
That was one good thing about him is like, or the suit,
Yeah.
his eye movement.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, he has like actually some decent facial expression. At least that one facial expression. Then the mouth when it opens up is like, "Rrrr," but other than that, like, they use the rain to weaken him. But then again, you also see him, like in the final fight with Gamera, actually end up in the lake. And they're fighting on top of the lake. Like, wouldn't he just fell asleep at that time? Because he's in water?
Science, Steve.
Science. Also, a 6,000 calorie diamond is too small to lure the monster. Because he got way too big from irradiation.
Which also made no sense, but I was like, okay. We'll just go with it.
So Barugon actually, I think, is a really cool monster. His suit maybe could have still been a little bit better designed, though. Because he still is, like, overall kind of a bland-looking monster. He has some very cool traits about him, but he's just very brown. Very brown crocodile. With a horn.
What's up with the horn, though? Like,
I don't know, he's just got a horn.
do they
Doesn't
think,
use it for attacking. He, like, rolls Gamera over once with it.
do they just think, like, adding horns and tusks to things make it look prehistoric or something? Like,
Yeah. That's how paleontology works. It's like a horse. When you put a horn on it, it's not mystical because it's a unicorn.
oh. Touche.
And he shoots rainbows.
Touche.
But the suit's just, for me, like when you look at it, it's kind of like, especially from like far shots, it's kind of bland looking. But then again, he still kind of has some very nice animalistic features, and the guy actually working inside the suit does a pretty good job of moving around.
Yeah, considering he's on all four.
Yeah, just kind of like Anguirus. Which is kind of cool, too, that we kind of get that same parallel where Gamera's first kaiju that he fights is also a four-legged dinosaur.
Starting to see a trend here, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, there is, isn't it? Everybody fights four-legged dinosaurs, man.
My problem with the suit, everything.
Literally everything. But he eats a dude. And takes the diamond. It's probably one of my favorite scenes in this entire movie is when the guy's like, I got the diamond, he's on the boat, and the monster's like, just grabs onto him and just sucks him in.
It's hilarious. The tongue, you can see that it's a pipe going out, and it goes in a completely different scene. It just starts
wrapping
around.
Yeah, just like tentacles wraps around him. Like, it can do that? Because to me, it looks like a giant bulbous end on the top tip of his tongue. And then it just kind of actually like transforms into like a tentacle, essentially.
No, I had a few problems with the suit. Like, overall, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But, like, it just bugged me. Like, when he moves sometimes, when they're close up, you can see, like, the nylon or the plastic that they have on his neck.
The vinyl.
Yeah. You can see, like, on his neck, and it's just... It looked really bad at some scenes.
Yeah, like, especially with the texturing. Like, it can be a little bit of a bland-looking suit. But it's still, like... He has a lot of, like, very cool, unique traits that kind of makes him stand out a little bit. And then for Gamera, what'd you think of Gamera in this film?
Exactly same as the last one?
Pretty much. Other than, I didn't really care for him as much in this movie. Like, just the way he moves around is just kind of sloppy in overall appearance. I don't know if it's a different actor personally, but just like, when he's like moving around all fours, he's kind of slow, kind of lumbering. He stands up like a couple of times.
God, can you imagine how heavy that is on that poor guy? Like, you expect him to be a professional at this?
Well, like as the last one, he's like walking around and doing things in the suit, but this one, he's just kind of walking around all fours with Barugon, for the most part. Like, but I think that's just a testament to like the fight scenes being a little bit boring in this movie. Like, there's some cool action that happens during the fights, but overall, it's just a lot of nudging.
They're like,
go to a bridge! And then I drag you into the water. End of fight.
We don't talk about the final fight.
That was the final fight.
Exactly, we don't talk about that.
And then, like, when he's, like, spinning around and twirling, like, into the dam and kind of flying around and things. It's just... I don't know. Just doesn't seem quite as right. Like, I almost prefer the painting that... or the drawing that we had in the last one. It just looked cooler. Overall. But then again, this movie is actually, like, in color. So that wouldn't have really worked so well.
I think that's what made it bad. That it was actually in color.
Yeah. But then again, I was watching this on like an old DVD that came out of this, so it's not the cleanest cut of the film. So it's more like you're watching this like on VHS quality, which overall kind of helps with the overall appearance of everybody.
I watched it in 80s quality, so mine was fine.
Yep, you're good. The biggest problem I have with this movie, though, is a lot of the props that are used in this movie. Mainly, like, when Barugon's going on a rampage, and you see, like, the tanks shooting at him, but yet the tanks don't really all shoot at him. Like, there's just, like, a few scenes where you see, like, a couple of things flying past. And then the tanks really, really look a lot like toys in this.
You can tell they're toys. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's like in some, like, the Godzilla films, they actually hide it pretty decently, so it doesn't take you out of the film. And the original Gamera kind of did the same thing. This one, on the other hand, it's just not pretty.
No, I think, like, they should have just kept, like, next few movies should be in black and white. Like, I don't know why.
All of them.
I don't know why. It just looks so much better in black and white. Like, I know that sounds horrible, but...
Yeah, it helps. Like, Gamera hasn't transitioned in this one quite as well as Godzilla transitioned into color, because Godzilla's first color was King Kong vs. Godzilla, which is amazing. A lot of the fire explosions seem kind of weird in the placement. And same with the buildings, like when he's walking into them and stuff. Like, it's just like, it doesn't really work quite as well for me in this one.
This is sad that the first black and white is so much better than this one is.
Yeah. Like, this film always, for me, like, when I watched it, even as a kid, it didn't really hold my attention as well as all the other Gameras did.
You know, like, the first Gamera movie I watched, speaking of that, it was like, I paid attention. Like, I was actually full-blown paying attention to this movie because it's interesting. This one I was watching, I found myself a couple of times I was on a Facebook on the phone, like,
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, they're fighting. Oh, it's over. Oh, never mind. Go back.
I also like how they like explain too, like how they like. There's actually like a story for the majority of the film, and then we get towards the end of it, they just kind of jump cut to scenes, and then they just kind of explain it with narration. But they didn't do that with any of the earlier scenes, so it seemed a little bit out of place when they started doing it later on in the film.
They're running out of time, man.
Yeah, and then it's like when the only real actual decent effect is when Barugon comes out of the opal after it gets irradiated.
Oh, the baby thingy?
Yep, the baby thingy.
Baby thingy.
Looks like a little crocodile. But it doesn't have a horn at that time, so it's a little weird. What's like some of the worst props though is like at the end when Gamera sinks Barugon down into the water. And you can literally tell that it's just like a figure and it just floats down, but it kind of pops up and down a little bit, and the lights just keep flickering back and forth.
I think that was the part that was happening is when I texted you. I was like, "This movie's horrible, Steve."
That part's okay. That one's a little poopy. I also like the scorpion looked kind of funky too. The one that stings the guy.
Stings the guy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not feel that thing? That thing was like huge, like this on your leg. How do you not feel that thing on your leg? Like,
yeah, I also like nobody like is worried about the guy that's just like backed up against the wall. He's like, the guy's like, oh man, I'm gonna use this money. I'm gonna fund your airport, and where you're gonna go? You're gonna fly me around Japan and blah 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 blah. And the guy's just like,
like, how do you?
And nobody like questions like, why do you seem a little off? And then, the scorpion looked a little funky, especially with the stinger. Although I do like the ginormous bat that attacks them.
I didn't know that was a bat. Like, until he told me what it was, I was like,
when they go in the cave, it's like, oh god!
I was like, is that Barugon evolving? I'm like, what's going on?
It's the next kaiju we get to see. They know. But the one part where like he gets into like, it's not really like quicksand, but it's like a bog, where they rescue the jerk of the film.
Which I don't know why.
Yeah, well, they're actually like willing to share the profit. He wasn't. But I like how he's like in the bog. He's like, I'm shaking. You can clearly tell he's just in a pond or something. Like it's just water, and they're trying to like swing back and forth on the rope. It's just, so bad.
Like I said, I'm just gonna. No, you said it was a good movie, so you just keep talking about how good it is.
It was okay. And in the end, I just say Gamera vs. Barugon. It's an okay film. If you guys really like Gamera, recommend checking it out. Otherwise, for most kaiju fans, it's probably one you could pass on.
The only positive thing about this movie, Steve, was the rainbows and Arnold being in it. That's it.
But Barugon's a cool monster. It's just the story, while being a little bit different, has a few problems, especially with the pacing towards the end of the movie. Where it does feel a little bit rushed, especially with the narration over top of it.
I feel like I was watching Forrest again. Seriously.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, let me tell you about it.
The next video. So you just don't like this movie?
No, I did not feel this movie. Not at all. Seriously, like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but God, this movie was horrible. It was bad.
Well, there you have it from the not kaiju fan over here.
Don't watch it, man.
But what did you guys think of Gamera vs. Barugon? Please let us know in the comment section below, and help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.